Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. So before I get into this review, if you enjoy watching my reviews, if you could please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, that would be very, very much appreciated. So Aliens vs. Predator Requiem was released on the 25th of November 2007. It was directed by the brothers Strauss and was made on a budget of 40 million US dollars and made 132.2 million US dollars in the box office. So in this second installment, it follows on after the end of the first movie, where this pred alien basically is born out of the body of a predator, which was created by an alien, and basically this spaceship crash lands back on Earth. Aliens start to run around in this small little town in America, and it's up to a big, very, very tough predator to come to Earth to basically clear up this mess before it gets out of control. So, what do I honestly think about this movie? Now, again, I went into this movie with quite high hopes. I actually enjoyed Alien versus Predator because it was an entertaining watch. Yes, it's not the best movie in the world, but I saw it for what it was. And the second installment, I was really looking forward to it from the trailers. I remember watching this one not long after it got released. And if you want to know what I actually think about this movie, the review is coming up right about now. So here we go, Aliens vs. Predator Requiem movie review. Now, what do I honestly think about this movie? Now, how do I put this in a way which is polite? It's fucking shit, okay? I've watched this movie 4 times now. I wasn't a fan of it the first time I watched it. I certainly wasn't a fan of it the second time I watched it. It's exactly the same with the third time, and especially the fourth time before doing this review. The more I watch this movie, the more I dislike it. That being said, the foundation of this movie, I actually like the idea. The premise of this movie, I actually did like the idea of, but they seem to forget to have built on after they set the foundation. And this movie is a mess, okay? It is a mess. There are quite a few things wrong with it, but by far the biggest problem with this movie is the fact that it's too damn fucking dark and you can't hardly see anything. And that is one of the biggest and my biggest bugbear about this movie is the fact that the colouring in this is too damn dark. And it looks like there are actually some decent scenes between the Pred alien and the Predator, the big ass Predator, but you never really truly get to see him or them properly in their detail because it's too damn dark. And it's the massive problem with this movie is the colouring in here. It's just horrendously bad. When I have to go like this, so what actually is going on in this? Because I can't actually see anything. And that is basically, and this is how I am, or how I was when I first watched this movie. The first time I watched it, this was like back in 2007 when it came out. It's like going, is this something wrong with the TV? Maybe is it too dark, or can I lighten it up? So I lighten it up and say, no, it's the movie. It's the movie, and I'm just like, it's been an infuriating bugbear since the first time I watched it, and I had to re-watch it before doing this review, and it's still exactly the same. It infuriates me so much because it generally looks like the big-ass predator that's in this movie. He looks really good, but you never actually get to see him in his full detail. It's like the same as the Pred alien. It's too dark. You can't see what's going on, and it's a massive, if you haven't noticed, big bugbear for me. Performances in this movie are okay. There's not one performance in here where you actually get behind any of the characters in any way, shape, or form, in my personal opinion. It's this really kind of weird. It's a weird movie. It just feels like they made this movie to make money. This is all this is. This is what it felt like. It's like, okay, it's an Alien and Predator movie versus Predator movie. We'll roll with that because people will go and see it. And people did go and see it and got severely disappointed by it as well, and I'm being one of them. Essentially, these are two of the greatest alien kind of species ever to have lived in the same movie, and then they introduce this Pred alien and they just completely spoil it for me. And in certain ways, yes, I'm trying to find a positive from this movie, which is proving to be very, very difficult right now. So, the positive I've got is the fact that the sequences at the end fight sequences between the Predalien and the Massive Predator and the big ass kind of battle hardened Predator that we see, even though you can't see him, I generally liked him as well. That's probably the only positive I've got. And the fight sequence between the Predalien and the Predator at the end, just a shame. It's just too damn dark to see exactly what's going on. Performances in here are half rate and not that good. You don't gather any kind of emotional attachment to any of the characters in here. There are subplots going in here which I really don't need to talk about because they're just not worth mentioning. Like I said, the colouring, the storyline is all over the place in certain respects. But there is a foundation there, and they just seem to forget to like kind of build all that or capitalize on that. And it just, for me, if I was to give this a rating, and I don't do this often with movies or in any of my movie reviews, but if I was to give this a rating, I could only probably give this a 2, maybe 3 out of 10. Strictly the fact is they had an idea. It seemed like they rushed this movie so they can get it into a cinema to make money, okay? And yeah, I'm all for it. A movie is designed to make money, but I also want to enjoy what I'm watching as well. I'm more than happy to go into a cinema and pay the money to watch a movie. I really, really am. But it seems like there was no time or effort put into this. It seemed like it was just rushed to try and make some money because they knew people would love to go and see a second installment of the aliens and predators battling out, and that is the reason why it's only going to get a 3 out of 10. And trust me, I've watched this movie 4 times. I watched this again not so long ago, and I was trying to find positives from it, and the only positive I've got is I generally like the idea of this big ass predator, and I like the end battle scene. It's just you can't see nothing, and you can't, and it does feel very like teen-like, if that makes sense. So in like very much set for just a teenage audience. It's weird. It's like there's all sorts of little different bits and pieces going on in that movie, which I don't agree with, which really threw me off. It didn't exactly feel like an Alien versus Predator movie. The first one did. The second one didn't. And I think they really failed on this because they had a great idea and they just failed to capitalize on it. So, on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.